State your business with the fort. I suggest you take her to Fort Laramie. Nothing I can do for you here.
We went into the fort to try to get Elsa healed up.
We're with CY Ranch.
CY part of the Wyoming Stock Growers Association.
Part of it.
We realized that the bad guys that we'd killed, who'd said they were deputies, were part of this sort of conglomerate of this rancher who owned the territory at the time. We couldn't go to Laramie. We had to get out because they were going to be looking for us. Go north, hit the Bozeman Trail.
At that point, they're down to just a couple of wagons. And Shay tells the immigrants that we're going to go north and winter in the Bozeman Valley. I need everyone to gather around. And there's a certain group of them that say, no, we're going, we don't need you, we're going to go on our own.
We'll make it to Oregon without you.
That's another ill-fated bunch. So they head north.
Where are we going?
Montana, honey.
Wonder what that'll be like.
We have to deal with it and move on. At the beginning, Margaret and Elsa have such a contentious relationship. When Elsa gets hurt, you just start seeing how troubled and how heartbroken Margaret is over it. To me, it's one of the transformations in the show that is so heart-wrenching and so breathtaking to see that relationship develop between them and understand that there was always love there. They were just two strong-willed women.
I think up until the very end, we're just trying to save this child's life. She is going to die. There's no way she's going to survive.
I know a place for you. I don't know the word in your language, but when you die, you go there. Paradise.
That whole conversation with Spotted Eagle, I think it shows the respect that James has for the native people, but it also shows how much he cares about getting his daughter to a place that's where they're gonna live.
Let me choose the spot.
You choose the spot. James and Shay have become close. We each bring a certain heaviness, but there's shared sadness between them.
I've watched this girl for the last 6 months. She's outlived me. She's outlived all of us.
Seeing the evolution and the gain of respect for each other and how much that they become brothers in this thing is pretty incredible. He said it to Margaret a couple of times. Wherever we bury her is where we're gonna stay.
See you in the valley, Mama.
I'll see you there. She and her father, right away from her family, we shot it at the Yellowstone Ranch. She finds a tree that she just knows deep down is her resting spot.
Stop.
And she gave so much as an actress. She looked up at me and said, "What do you love most about your daughters?" I just fell apart. When she dies and she's laying in my lap, it was just an out-of-body experience of how touching it was. I mean, everybody on set was crying. It was hard to get through, but it worked, and it was really beautiful. And knowing the journey that we had been on to get there, we kept all that in mind.
That's the Dutton origin story. That's where her family story begins. That was her purpose, was to get them there.
Joseph arrives in Oregon, but the price that he had to pay is immense.
Unfortunately, it doesn't end very well for Risa. I do hope that somewhere in her personal heaven, Risa makes it to Oregon and she gets her happily ever after.
I don't think he has processed what happened. In order not to break down, I think he keeps going. He finds his piece of land and starts working on it. It's a bit like a tribute to Risa. What it will mean for him in life, I think he will realize many years later.
Noemi and Thomas, they've seen a lot. I don't think Thomas really believed it was gonna happen, and it does. This is it. That's the most beautiful kind of love that I can imagine.
They made it to Oregon. This is the unknown for Thomas, being in Oregon. This relationship is the unknown for him. He's a father figure kind of now. I didn't expect that. Reading it, I was just, towards the end, how's he gonna die? How's he gonna die?
If you want the river, I'll stake your river.
Then you made it. Like, wow, Taylor, thank you. Me and an immigrant made it to the end. It's an amazing, amazing story.
Shay wants to rejoin his wife. That kind of drives him to get to Oregon, where he's, in his mind, taking his wife to see the ocean. He believes that her eyes are in him. She always wanted to see the ocean. Just look at that, Helen. Isn't it beautiful? He's had his life. He feels that he's done what he was here to do, and he wants to see her again. Then it cuts to Elsa and Sam, and they were going to heaven.
Raisa.
As a mom of 3 daughters, to see writing with such strength for a woman at that young age is such a gift and so remarkable. It's just so real and powerful. These are real things that happen to people. I'm just floored. It's epic. There's no question about it.
A huge portion of the United States' past. This is what happened. This is the journey our ancestors took. So it comes all the way around.
And there's nothing clean and pristine about this show. You feel it. You're in the moments. It was pretty incredible.
The thing about 1883 is there's a certain amount of authenticity here that everybody's after, and it speaks to me. I think it speaks to the viewers as well. It's special. It's very special.